Brian likes to think of himself as the smartest one in the Griffin household, always acting like the voice of reason in all the chaos. But is he really as intellectual as he claims? Spoiler alert, he's not. In this video, we're breaking down all the times Brian got exposed for pretending to be smart, from his disastrous SAT score to his most embarrassing public failures. We'll dive into how these moments reveal the cracks in his so-called brilliance and what they really say about his character.
Turn pad! Looks like it took some bullets during our escape. Doesn't seem to be working. What is that? What is that? What are you looking for? What are you looking for specifically? Yeah, that's right.
The most interesting man in the world is the 17th episode of season 12. Peter takes Stewie to the park but gets distracted and accidentally brings home the wrong child.
Stewie!
Oh, there's my boy.
Hey, what happened to my new friend? That kid who sort of looks like me from behind. Wait, where's the fat man?
Lois discovers the mix-up, gets frustrated, and calls Peter an idiot.
I have put up with your nonsense for 20 years, but today you crossed a line. You left a helpless baby in a public park, and that's something only an idiot would do.
Determined to prove he's more mature, Peter volunteers for business trips to places like Chicago and San Francisco. During these trips, he immerses himself in culture and returns home as a more refined and intelligent person.
Your father has returned.
Dad! Peter!
How were all your business trips?
Oh, exemplary, Chris.
I don't understand what either of those words mean.
One of them was Chris.
Peter, you seem different.
That's right, Lois. I live the life of the mind now. My brain is awash with theorems and profundity and abstractions that I can pontificate upon at length.
Brian's a wolf cat.
Peter, you sound so refined. Are you intelligent now?
Affirmative. That means yes. Does that please you?
It does, Peter.
Well, it should. After all, knowledge is the ultimate aphrodisiac.
He even gets rid of the family TV and replaces it with a bookshelf.
This is our new bookshelf, and I think you'll find it has more channels than any TV we've ever owned.
I want to watch The Walking Dead.
Then I shall read to you from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
I want to watch New Girl.
Perhaps you'd like to hear about Jane Eyre, who felt quite the new girl at Rochester's Thornfield Hall.
How about Game of Thrones?
Instead, I shall read to you from Game of Thrones.
Everyone is visibly upset, except for Brian, who pretends to be a book lover like Peter. However, Peter calls him out for not actually reading, exposing his pseudo-intellectualism and clearly embarrassing him in front of everyone.
Oh, finally, another reader in the family. You know, these are some of my favorite books and authors.
Oh, what are you reading right now?
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm sort of between books right now.
Yeah? What was the last thing you read?
He's got you on the ropes now.
Well, I'm actually rereading a lot of stuff.
Yeah? Like what?
Just tap out.
The classics, you know? Going back to the basics, really. Words on the printed page. Thank you, Steve Gutenberg, right? What is this, oak?
Oh, I don't even think it's oak.
In season 18, episode 20, Moving In, Principal Shepard's song, Principal Shepard loses his job after making fun of Chris for being fat during the school announcement.
Alexa, off. And that's how you do an announcement, not like that Tuballard Griffin. I feel like I gained 20 pounds just standing next to him. I have to open the window to get that fat kid smell out. Hey, lawnmower guy, how do you say fat in Spanish?
Gordo.
That kid was mucho gordo.
I think you mean muy gordo.
That's enough, lawnmower guy.
The Griffins invite him to stay with them. Meanwhile, Stewie writes a series of children's books that portray Brian as a foolish character, which leads Brian to sue Stewie for defamation. However, things don't go Brian's way when Stewie brings him up to the stand for cross-examination.
Now, Mr. Griffin, I'm going to recite a biography, and I'd like you to maintain your composure. On December 1st, 1951, Treat Williams was born.
Where's the treat?
Thank you. I will now read the entry for Christopher Walken.
Walk? Go for a walk?
This dog is dumb.
Not only does Stewie prove in court that Brian is an idiot, but Brian is also publicly embarrassed.
The dog is an idiot. The baby wins.
Herf derf! Well, congrats, Stewie. You made me look like a fool up there. I mean, I can't believe you do this to me. I'll never forgive you.
Who are you kidding, Brian? You're a dog. I'm going to walk out that door, come back in, and you'll just be excited to see me.
Hey! Hey, you're back. Oh, man, I feel like you've been gone forever. Hey, watch me spin around. Whoa, whoa.
In the Family Guy episode, Brian Writes a Bestseller, Season 9, Episode 6, Brian feels defeated after his novel Faster Than the Speed of Love fails and decides to give up on writing.
Oh, this is so weird. Look what they used to pack your book in. Shredded up pieces of your book.
Okay, that's it. I'm finished.
What are you talking about?
I'm finished. I'm done. It's over. Clearly, I am not meant to be a writer. I have tried, and nothing has worked out. I put my heart out there, and it keeps getting stomped on. Well, that's it. No more. I'm done writing.
What? Writing's the only thing that's giving your alcoholism any credibility. Ooh, hey, I just thought of something. Hold on a sec. I bought a vase last week, and it's still in the box, and I just want to check to see what they used to pack it in. Ah, it's your book!
However, after seeing a self-help book top the New York Times bestseller list, Stewie convinces Brian to write his own.
Look at this. The #1 book on the New York Times bestseller list is Dream Your Way to Spiritual Joy by Pauly Shore. This is why nobody bought my damn book. This is what they want. The Secret, Chicken Soup for the Soul, The Purpose-Driven Life. I tell you, I could crap one of those things out in a night.
I'm gonna tell Mom you said crap.
No, I mean it. I could do it in 3 hours and idiots everywhere would buy it.
Well, why don't you?
Believe me, I would love to, just to make a point, but I've given up writing.
Yes, but you cared about what you wrote before. You don't care about this, so what does it matter?
Well, you do have a point. All right, maybe I will.
Brian quickly writes Wish It, Want It, Do It, which becomes a huge commercial success. As he embraces his newfound fame, Brian hires Stewie as his publicist, but his growing ego starts to strain their friendship.
She seemed really nice.
Get over here.
What, is everything okay?
No, everything is not okay. Can you figure out what the problem is?
I honestly have no...
Oh, God. How do you think I feel walking out of the back room of a restaurant and seeing Renee Zellweger eating in the front room of that restaurant? I am mortified. Absolutely mortified. You should know better than this.
I told them who you were when I made the reservation.
Look, I have written a best-selling phenomenon. I should be sitting in the front damn room.
Okay, I hear you. And I just want you to know that my only goal is to be able to help you better. And you being honest with me, well, that's helping me do that. So thank you.
Good.
Oh, Brian, are you going straight back to the hotel? Because I was going to go back... You know what? I'll take a cab.
The tension reaches its peak when Brian appears on Real Time with Bill Maher, and his shallow understanding of his own book is exposed, leading to public humiliation.
I mean, it seems that these sort of books tend to pander to the laziest kind of self-help within the narrowest socioeconomic range. I mean, yeah, you can wish it and you can do it, but only if you have the educational advantages, the societal advantages that, like, what, 5% of the country has?
Well, yeah, you forgot Want It, which is such a big part of the book. I mean, but then again, you just said you haven't read it, so,
Actually, since I said that, I did read it.
And that's another thing I have to say. Aren't Wish It and Want It really the same thing? I mean, your book basically makes 3 points, and 2 of them the same point.
Well, I mean, it does seem to be helping a lot of people, Bill. I mean,
Well, help is a strong word. How does this help people, like, with cancer or in Darfur?
Well, I mean, it's not really for them. It's for, like, if you want a car.
How does this help you get a car?
Well, I mean, it doesn't with that attitude. I mean, you have... You have to do some of the work yourself. That's why there are 50 blank pages.
That's why I keep it by the phone.
I think what this is simple exploitation of the American people who could be using the money that they spend to buy this book to actually buy something useful, like legitimate health care that they actually need.
Brian gets so embarrassed that he begins to break down.
What do you want? I wrote it in a day. Listen, Bill, I am such a big fan of yours. I think you're totally getting the wrong impression of me. I was just trying to write something that would sell. I think it's crap, too.
Wow. If I had even one shred of respect for you before this, it's gone now. I mean, if you're going to dump on people, the kind of steaming, stinking, smelly dump that your kind traffics in, at least stand by your dump.
Okay, look, I'm happy to do that. I'm just trying... Look, what I was saying... Look, just tell me what you want me to say.
Bill, he's urinating.
That's it.
Look, Bill, can I...
Outside. No. Outside. Outside now. Outside. You get outside.
Our Idiot Brian is the 8th episode of season 13. Meg is worried about her SAT scores, fearing she's not smart enough to get a good score. One of her friends suggests she ask Brian since he's seen as the smart one in the family.
Don't worry, Meg. There's got to be someone else who'd be willing to take that test for you.
Like who? You guys are my only friends and everyone in my family is a moron.
What about your hot mom, Meg?
What?
I said, how about your dog? He's smart.
That doesn't sound like what you said, but yeah, Brian is kind of smart. Maybe I'll get him to take it for me.
Your mom's so hot.
Meg persuades Brian to take the test for her, believing his intelligence will secure a high score. It's worth mentioning that Meg easily tricks Brian into taking the test by pretending to read his awful book. Honestly, that should have been the first red flag about his intelligence.
Oh, hey, Brian. I was just thinking about you. You know how I've always loved your novel, Faster Than the Speed of Love?
Okay, what's this? She's peanut buttering you up for something.
No, I didn't even know you'd read my novel.
Oh, yeah, I'm a huge fan of FATSPOL. That's the acronym I use for Faster Than the Speed of Love because I mention it so much.
God, that would have saved me years.
Anyway, I was just rereading my favorite passage the other day. The weight of the gun in Jason's hand surprised him. How heavy he wondered is the human soul.
That's page 1. She's quoting page 1.
Your book is genius, Brian. I can't believe Amazon is dumping it for 99 cents.
What? My book is on Amazon?
Oh, yeah, Brian. There's something for everyone on Amazon.
In fact, you're so smart. I thought you'd be the perfect person to maybe take the SAT for me.
What? But that would be wrong.
Well, I suppose you may look at it that way. But a wise book once said, with the heart at stake, right and wrong is a stake through the heart.
That one's on the cover.
Wow. Ensnared by my own verbal trap. Well played, me through you. All right, Meg, I'll take that test for you. I guess what I'm saying is, Ace Pilotson reporting for World War Love.
What?
She didn't read the book, Bri. That's your main character.
Unsurprisingly, Brian performs poorly, leading the family to question his smarts.
Mail's here. I got my SAT scores.
So, how'd we do?
We scored 1,000.
Nice! 1,000 on the nose. Boop. You are welcome.
Brian, that's 1,000 out of a possible 2,400. That's the worst score in my class.
What?
Damn it! Why did I ever think you were smart?
That's not possible.
Brian's stupid!
I got the lowest score in Meg's class? How could this happen?
Face it, Brian. This proves that you're stupid. Proves it empirically. That means it's verified.
I know!
I just weirdly woke up in the laundry room.
Not now, Peter.
Jeez, what's wrong with you?
Brian took the SAT for Meg, and it turns out he's an idiot.
That's not true.
Brian Goes Back to College is the 15th episode of season 4. Brian lands a writing position at The New Yorker, but his job is short-lived when it's revealed that he never actually graduated from college.
Wow, you went to Harvard, huh? I'm an Ivy League man myself. I went to Brown. Oh, my incarcerated business partner's retarded gay niece went to Brown. What year did you graduate? Well, I mean, I didn't technically graduate. You're a college dropout? Brian, The New Yorker does not employ your kind. You, sir, are fired.
No dogs allowed.
Determined to fix this, Brian re-enrolls at Brown University to finish his degree. Unbeknownst to him, Stewie tags along, bringing his own brand of mischief to the academic world. Brian quickly faces challenges with a tough professor.
Hey, can I borrow a pencil?
Well, it looks like we have a comedian.
I wasn't making a joke. I was just asking.
Well, Louis Anderson, our first test is Friday, and if you don't pass, you are out of the class.
Later, in his dorm room, Stewie shows him a painting he picked up, but Brian insists he needs to finish an assignment, or he's going to fail.
Look, Stewie, I gotta finish this assignment or I'm gonna fail this class. All done. What? Stewie, I can't use this. It'll be cheating. Oh, fine. Listen, I'll be out on the quad. Do you know what I've discovered about myself since I've been in college? I am so all about ultimate frisbee.
Faced with pressure, Brian resorts to cheating on a test, which ironically earns him praise.
Oh no, no! Did that hit crazy stairs?
I graded your assignments. Clearly there is only one person here who understands the material. Brian Griffin.
Just got lucky, I guess.
Ultimately, Brian decides to leave Brown without graduating, knowing he can't pass his final exams without cheating.
Stewie, come on, we're going home.
What the devil are you talking about?
My final exam is tomorrow, and the only way I'm gonna pass is if I cheat. And if I do that, what was the point of coming back to college?
We can't leave. It's almost halftime, and we all pooped in the tuba. Okay, we can go.
Back at home in the living room, Lois tries to convince Brian not to give up, telling him if he studies, he still might have a chance at passing. But Brian decides he's not going.
But you're so close. I mean, your final exam's tomorrow. You can't just give up. You could study tonight, and I think if you really work at it...
Lois, it's over, all right? I'm not going.
Well, whatever you say. Hey, what's in this closet?
What are you doing?
Well, my, Mr. Hoover's come to visit.
I don't want to see Mr. Hoover.
I wonder if Mr. Hoover has anything to say about all this.
Lois, this is not funny. I really don't want to see Mr. Hoover. Stop it! Stop it! It's scaring me! Leave me alone! It's so loud! Stop it! All right, I'll study.
And once he agrees, he turns to Stewie for help studying. Unfortunately for Brian, Stewie's help doesn't really make a difference.
Well, how'd you do?
I failed.
What? You failed?
Yep.
Well, and what the hell are you smiling for?
Because I took it all the way. I didn't give up on myself. And I didn't cheat.
Wow, you probably should have.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Look, it doesn't matter how it turned out. I finished what I started, which means I have my pride. And that's something.
No, it's not.
Yeah, what are you, out of your mind? I mean, I don't understand that. What's that like?
You're such a loser.
I hate you!